Okay, we are just about ready to do this. Yeah, there might be a few steps we gotta do, but we got our supplies here. We got our water, of course. I may need to get more. Food coloring, measuring device. Now, it generally said 20 to 30 drops per half cup of water. We'll see where that goes. My container's a little bit bigger than anticipated here, so that might be adjusted accordingly. And one of the other things we must do is the flowers are going to have to be 10 to 12 inches long is what I understood it as. I know they are longer than that. And not by much. So you just gotta cut off a few inches. Not a big deal. It's not an exact science, but, you know. So we must put aside our petty projects. And first thing is first, let's cut. There's a couple cutting exercises we must do here. And before I do that, I'm actually going to pause here, clean off my mat here as it's full of soldering gunk and whatnot, so I want to get that out of the way before we do anything else. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then we will cut according to plan. Oh, my eyeing skills are terrible. So mine are closer to 18. There's the end of it right there. Maybe even closer to 19. So we get to go make these 10 to 12 in length. Although that does seem short. It's been over a decade since I did something like this, and I try to change things up. You run out of color, so you got to use the ones you don't use as much. So in other words, we're taking the path less traveled. Yeah, let me double check this real quick here. Okay, so I confirmed what I know, or already knew, or basically verified it. 10 to 12 inches from here. I know you can't see that, but here's where my pointer finger is, in the lower left. So I'm only going to cut off about 4 inches. That's not bad. Excuse me. I don't know if this utility knife is going to be the best tool for this, but, you know, we'll give it a try. Yeah. I'm thinking we need to, maybe the scissors might be a better instrument of cutting here. That way. We gotta cut at an angle too. So let's keep going here. And I'm just going approximate. And one thing that I can tell you, unless you're a wife, fiance, girlfriend, spouse, boyfriend, otherwise hates flowers or rainbows, she's gonna like this. Guarantee it. I'm just gonna put these back in the vase for now. So that way we don't have a clutter on ye old desk, if you will. Yeah, we definitely want to clean them up. The good news is there is a backup plan locally in town here. Without spending an arm and a leg, well, if it comes down to that, so be it. But we got our flowers situated here. Go find the other stems here. So real fun's about to begin, though. Because now we have to cut even more. We're going to cut the cut. So the stem, we need to split the stem. We're actually going to do quarters. So this is going to be fun. I'm not a florist in any way, shape, or form. If you do it dumb like that, this feels like a slow and steady is going to win this race. Yeah, I think we messed this one up a little bit, but that's okay. Said we do have a recovery plan if worse push comes to shove here. All right, that's relatively a quarter. So the thing I should have done, but we can do it now, prepare our colors. So let's prepare our colors. Half cup. I don't know, I might even go more than that, I don't know yet. I wish I had more of those containers. That's honestly the best container to use. Probably about 2.5 cups per half-liter bottle. We get our food coloring out. Instructions I have say about 20 to 30 drops. We're going to go about half a bottle. I mean, this is a little darker. Ain't really hurting anything. I gotta look at the light here for some of this. This is if you're using Amazon Fresh. I don't know if all bottles are see-through like this. Last but not least, oh, we got cross-contamination here, but that might not be a problem. All right, very scientific measuring. I know. This is where the fun begins. I'm using square containers so I can, in hopes that we can minimize what we have to split here. If this quarter thing doesn't work, then I'll just do it in half. Like we cut it all the way either, so let me... No. That's why minimum of 3 inches on that one. Let's see what that does. Hopefully I don't have to come up with something quickly here. I have a feeling we're going to have to do exactly that. So there's 2. There's 3. This gets really hard after 3. I don't know if this is going to reach, but... yeah, this isn't going to reach, unfortunately. So, back to the drawing board. I gotta find some really short containers to put these in and hope for the best, so... we continue on with our experiment. And who knows, the answer might be right underneath our Might be right underneath our nose here, so hold on, please. Alright, slight change of plan here. Unfortunately, going to 4 with round containers is near impossible. Because I have found it to be that way. So we are going to go. 1, we've successfully created a weapon. 2, we're going to go a different route here. So I'm going to just split them in half instead. Let me get the camera. Over there. Well, we got. There you go. Oh, 3 inches. And no need to hurry on this race, folks. It's just slow and steady is going to win this one. 100%. Work smarter, not harder. And who knows, I may have just done a bunch of them a single color and been, you know what, be done with it. There you go. Got that one mostly done. 2 down, 10 to go. Goodness me. I don't want to go down here. I'll admit the aluminum cans. Probably not the best of all ideas, but that's okay. We'll get her. I will say that some of these have skinnier stems on them than others. And if you do something stupid like that, then we go back to here. Just lining them up. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing here. So, back to our Aldi's table. And at least the aluminum cans won't leak, unlike the previous containers that I used. It leaked like a sieve almost right away. Alright, I'll pull up rose number 4. Has a little bit of a skinnier stem than the other one. Okay, no problem. This one's cutting hard, but who knows? Maybe I took a odd part of the rose here. Sorry. Back to the other camera. Alright, there's 4 of them. So now we get to do it 8 more times. This will be the last one I'm going to do on camera, and then I'll do the other ones off camera. we hit a thorn there. Or the beginning of one, I'm not sure. We just gotta find a place for it. Here. So that's number 5. So I think at this point I'll stop the video, or at least I'll stop doing this live, semi-live, scripted, whatever you want to call it. And once I have all 12 in the formula here, or the food coloring, then I will come back to it. Congratulations! I made a bigger mess. There's going to be some fine print on this one. We're going to have one that's solid yellow because I stupidly cut the stem on that one. Most of these are either going to be a red-green or they're going to be a blue and yellow. It's going to be a couple that, I don't know what color it is, but we're going to find out. That's okay, we'll find out. I can't really tell if it's taking color yet. But fortunately, if this does backfire, at least I have a backup plan. We have white roses local to the area. At minimum, you're supposed to do this for 4 hours. You can take 1 to 2 days. You might be able to do more than that. But we'll see how this goes, and we'll go from there. A little janky, but oh well. Welcome to Nerds Try the Garden. We are about around the 4-hour mark doing this, and I'm going to be honest, the results, in my opinion, a little mixed. Let's see if we can do, if my lighting here will do it any justice. The blues are definitely coming in real nice. Some of the reds are starting to finally flow in. Greens, I don't know. Leave it sit overnight and we'll see what happens. But yeah, that blue is definitely dominant. I see a hint of yellow. Some of the yellows are starting to show. And it's just like the greens and the reds are the ones that are slacking a little bit here. Like I said, the light probably isn't doing it all the justice it so deserves. We also had a leaking problem, or what I think is more or less happening is the roses are trying to suck up the water, and it's leaking through the roots, or the roots that it's trying to. They're doing their job, but they're open, so it's going all over the place. So I had to get the tray in, and we're tipping over, so since we use empty Coke cans for watering cans, we're going to use full Coke cans for weight. So I'm going to fill these up and leave them overnight, and we'll see what happens. Right, back to flour, and this is about 24 hours worth of flour soakage. Hold on here. Alright, we are at hour 24-ish or so. I might be 25, 26, I'm not sure, but see what we got. So we got some red blues, so the red took a little bit longer to take off, but it did take off. Yellow looks pretty decent. Red just didn't do quite as much, but the greens and blues really did a fantastic job soaking these, so somehow, some way this is still leaking, so I'm guessing something with the roses themselves are causing some of the things to go off my little rigged setup there, so I am going to transport these to a regular vase. And I actually did get another dozen of white roses. Walmart had them for $14.99 or so. Can't really beat that around February. And I'm just going to do one color on those. I want to do a combination, but either way, I'm surprisingly happy with the way this turned out. So let me get this into a vase, and we'll get started on the other ones. But the other ones are just going to be one color. It's going to be a lot simpler, so stay tuned. And here is our a batch from our local Walmart, $14.99. And we're going to do the same thing with those and cut them. But this one's going to be a lot simpler. Like I said, I'm going to make these just one color because it's kind of aggravating trying to do the two color. And I'd like to have a mix. It'll be absolutely guaranteed it won't go unnoticed in the positive direction. We need to cut about apple. So I just need the same drill. These are a little bit shorter than the other ones I've dealt with, but we're going to cut about 3 inches off per rose. This one will be nice and simple, 45-degree angle. Want them about a foot long in the end. Probably should get them in water sooner than later. Actually, you don't need to watch me cut all these, so I'll just skip to the next section. Alright, we're cut. To the other camera we go. Now, we have our same highly sophisticated setup here, but it'll be much simpler in the terms of we're just going one color. So we'll grab 3. Three for that one. Three for this one. And I didn't think this through. Three for that one. And 3 for the last color here. But let me do, before I do anything here, I did not think this through very well. I'll be the first to admit that. So, I guess I can move this back and lean her against the TV while I get something to tie these together. That kind of worked. Should have used taller containers, but what are you gonna do? Pure copper will have to be our thing here today. There's a thorn there. So, if you're wondering, the good news is this video is entirely unscripted. The bad news is this video is entirely unscripted. So you get the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the unscripted, and in between. Oh shoot, well, that's the second thing I didn't think through, but oh well, we can recover. Get out of there. Well, we're leaning, but at least we're in. I'll get another round of wire on there. Oh, you know what? We have one. We can just use the other one that I had from the multicolored roses that I just created. Look at how green the water is. Well, you can't see that, but take my word for it, the water is green. I'll put something over there to make sure they don't fall off or anything, but you know, I guess the logic is those jars in front of me probably would have been a better tool for this, but yeah, so that's gonna do for now. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. So yeah, we got white roses leaning up against the TV. Probably not the best practice, but that's what we have for now. I'll get something on this side too. If they do fall, they won't fall any worse. As long as they're in liquid, it should be okay. So that's it for now. While nerds try to be romantic. I legit have no idea what this project is called or what I called it anymore. Operation Nerd Be Romantic, Geek Be Romantic, Nerds Do Something. I don't know. But regardless, on the second batch, well, I could say 11 out of the 12 did something. Let's see if I can get some kind of resemblance of light to show it. It's a little low tech here, but this one did not really take any color. So I did, right before I started filming, I cut it at an angle again and I split it up the 3 inches like we did on the first batch, which is looking real sharp, by the way. But you'll see the end result. So I'll leave this sit overnight and we'll see what happens. But if this one's a little whiter than the rest, that's okay. But that is, we're getting to the end of this video, so yeah. Well, we're pretty much come to the end. Final result here. This poor rose is just staying mostly white. So that's okay. We'll work with what we got. So then we get this bouquet together and we'll see what the end result is, or what mostly the end result's going to be out of this.